I'll take care of the voice. I'm extremely sorry. Just a second.
Simran, just asking, are you using earphones? Earphones use कर रही है क्या तुम?
Yes, I'm using earphones. Why?
You are using earphones.
Problem हो रहा है?
No, okay. So you can do one thing. You can shift to a place, a quieter place. It will be better to shift completely shift to a quieter place. And maybe you can try
Okay.
without the earphones once. Try without the earphones.
Achha, okay. Now I've taken out my earphones. Now is it better?
Yeah, just continue for a minute. It looks better. Okay, yeah, you can continue.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. It's better. It's better.
Okay. Just a yeah. I think. Okay. Yeah. Now I think it's better now. No more noises and it's fine.
Yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you and really sorry for the interruption. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. Okay. Now, so begin with the programming. See, so the first thing that we understand is data types. Okay. Now, if I tell you that coffee and tea, that were what? They were liquids. Okay. But in programming languages, we have data types. Okay, like int, float, string, character, and these kinds of words. Okay. So we play with this. So in spite of telling so much, let's something do on the screen. Okay. Shekhar, if I just confirm whether my screen is visible or not. Okay.
Yeah. At present, it is not. Yeah. Yeah, it is
It
visible.
is visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So see, I'm on my workspace. Like to now, one thing I would like to say, you need a platform so that your programming language can run. Okay, so that is why I have used your code blocks as my IDE. It is integrated development environment, which will allow me to write my C programs or my C++ programs and make my computer understand that what I'm trying to do with it. Okay, so what I'll do, if you people are very new to the programming, to start with C, you can go to the web browser, you can type code blocks. Okay, you will get a SourceForge.net link, download that code blocks. Okay, and you will get something on the screen which you can see, you will get a place like that. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll create a new project because we need to do something. Now we'll go to console application. Fine, and then we'll click on go. See, we have two choices. Either we code in C or we code in C++. So right now we'll code in C. So we'll click on C, then the next. Yeah, now we will go give a project title. So right now I was talking something about tea and coffee. So I name it swap. Okay, I was swapping two things. So let me name it swap. And I'll just click on next. I'll click on finish. So see, a swap for named folder is made, and inside that I have main. Okay, so this is something or which you will see first that will appear on your screen. Okay, now what are these? This include stdio.h, lib.h. I know it must be very annoying to see that. I'll explain you step by step. You'll get everything. Now, what is hashtag include? stdio. STD means your standard and IU means input output. Like I'm coming and giving you a cup of tea and coffee, but who will give the computers? So computer needs a standard input and a standard output. He needs something, the computer your system needs something which by which he can take in inputs and he can give you the output. So that is why we need this header files. .h means header file and hashtag include means I'm telling my standard input output header files to come in my program. So hashtag include stdio.h. So what I am doing, I am telling my input output standard header files to come in my program. Okay. Now next is standard libraries. There are some standard libraries which are needed to run this program also, like to a basic C program. So that is why we are writing standard. STD means standard, lib library dot h. Dot h specifies your header files and hashtag include means we are including this in our program. Okay, so these two lines basically we write. Okay, so to begin now, every program or anything that you write begins its execution with the main method. Okay, what is the main method? Your every program or your every execution starts with a method which is called main. Be it any programming language, okay, be it Java, be it C++, or be it C. When you start writing, your program finds where is the main method and then it starts its execution. Okay, now what I was talking about is coffee and tea, right? So I should remove all this because I don't know what really it is. Okay, so 2 cups of coffee. So now one thing I had that were liquids, but over here let's play with numbers. Suppose I'm having a one bucket in which is having a number 5. So 5 is what? It is an integer, right? Float, double, integer, character. I hope you people know at least these key. Integer means what? What is meaning of double, float, and what is meaning of character? Okay, so I'm having 2 numbers. So let me take integer. So what is my int here? Int is my data type. What does int specifies? It specifies my data type कि किस टाइप का डेटा मेरे पास है, मतलब मैं क्या किस डेटा के साथ काम करने वाली हूँ. ठीक है. अच्छा, डेटा टाइप स्पेसिफाई करने के बाद वी गिव अ नेम टू इट. अच्छा, जैसे उसमें कॉफी किस में था? मग के अंदर. तो वैसे यहाँ नंबर को भी रखने के लिए वी नीड समथिंग. सो दैट कंटेनर, वो जो कंटेनर वाला काम करता है प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में, वो कौन करता है? वेरिएबल्स करता है. तो उसको क्या बोलते हैं? वेरिएबल्स. सो इंट इज अ data type and now we'll write a variable like a. So what is a? Now a is my variable. So int a. अब मेरे को a में क्या डालना है? Let's suppose I'm adding number 5. So I have number 5 and semicolon. Semicolon ये बताता है कि मेरा statement खत्म हो गया. I have come to an end of a statement.
Can you just zoom a bit, like Control Plus, because many are telling that they can't see it properly. So,
is it okay now?
It's now very well. I think there is no.
Yeah. Okay. So include got it, stdio.h got it, stdlib.h got it. मेन फंक्शन का काम क्या है पता चल गया. अच्छा, अब इंट क्या है यहाँ पे? डेटा टाइप. ए मेरा क्या है? वेरिएबल. इक्वल टू मतलब मैं ए को बोल रही हूँ कि तुम 5 को अपने पास रखो. ओके, देखो अब जैसे अब हम से द वन हु आर नॉन प्रोग्रामर्स, अगर इफ आई डायरेक्टली लाइक दिस राइट लाइक दिस, तो यू पीपल माइट बी कंफ्यूज कि ये क्या लिखा है. सो वी यूज कमेंट्स. Comments makes our program more user friendly, and basically what it does, it helps the other persons to understand that what we are trying to write. So let me write a comment. I'll name it single line comment. We give it by using 2// Okay, so I will write ki taken an integer, taken a data, taken a variable a with data type int and stored 5. Right? This program mein what I did, I have taken a data type, I've taken a variable with data type int and stored 5. So was this sentence very clear? कि what is a data type, what is a variable, and what is the 5? और ना what is 5? ये 5 है, ये क्या है? ये वैल्यू है बेसिकली. तो इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? कांस्टेंट. फाइन. 5 को अब 5 अपने आप तो चेंज नहीं हो जाएगा 4 में या 3 में. सो 5 रिमेन्स 5 until I change it purposely or from my side. So 5 is a constant. Int is a data type, a is a variable, and 5 is a constant. Now this equal to is basically assignment operator. Okay, what is it? It's an assignment operator which specifies that 5 is initialized to a. Now similarly, I have to take another cup, okay, to store another value. So what will it be? Any guesses or answers? Like what will be the next sentence? Any answers in the chat? What will be the next sentence? Int b is equal to 10. Okay, semicolon, you missed out semicolon. Semicolon is very important part of a program. It helps to understand that yes, you have completed your writing your one sentence. Okay, so int b is equals to 10 as it was said. Okay, now what is my basic motive? My motive is to swap the numbers which are there in A and B using a third variable. Like I'm taking another empty cup of a tea or an empty cup to have it swept. So let me say int C, just int C. I'm just having a C with me, which is containing nothing, a garbage value. Okay. Now what I'll do, what I have to do, what are the steps? First, I'll give C, you hold my A for some time. Okay. Now what I'll tell A, now you hold my B. Now what I'll tell B, please now you hold C. So what I did? Any guesses, any answers? What I did? C was empty. I told C to hold A. So what is C containing now? 5. Look at the program very carefully. Okay. Now C is having the value of A. Okay. Now I'm telling A, please you hold the value of B. So now A value will change to 10. Okay. Now once it is assigned to 10, now what I'll tell B, you have given your value to A. Now you take the value of A back. And where did the A value was stored previously? I stored it in C. So B is storing C. So I guess this concept was clear. Like if I tell you to exchange a cup of tea and a cup of coffee using a third cup, and similarly we are doing with the numbers in the programming, isn't it interesting? Doesn't it sound interesting? Oh wow, just now we were doing something with my hands and now I'm coding it. Okay, so this was something which we did. Now let us see the result also. So now we'll print it. Okay, we have to see now that whether whatever we have done, is it absolutely correct or is it wrong? We have to check that. So let's just do one thing. It's very quite obvious that if we want to show something, we print it. I'll tell you now, please print karke de dijiye. So I'll tell the computer also, please print it for me. Okay, so I'm using print statement with, I'll say before swap. Like before swap, A is mod D and B is mod D. Okay, what is this now? Didi, what are you writing? Okay, see. Mod D is basically, it's a type of a formatter, you can say. Mod D allows you that इस position पे मेरे को एक value चाहिए. And जहाँ मैंने mod D लिखा ना, वो ये बताना चाहता है, it's like a format specifier. वो बताना चाहता है कि मेरे को इस position पे एक value चाहिए and इस position पे एक value चाहिए. अब कौन सी value चाहिए? मेरे को तो A और B का value print कराना है. So comma के बाद what I'll give A, comma B. Semicolon, because it specifies the end of the statement. Now what I'll do, I'll copy the same statement and I'll go it after the swap and I paste it. Now what I'll write AFTER after swap. So what will be the answers? Any guesses? If I execute this code, what will be the answers? Can anyone say? Let's go to the chat section. 10, 5, A equal to 10, B is equal to 5. There will be two print statements now. First print statement will be this before swap and second print statement is this. So I need both the answers. Yes, 5, 10, 10, 5. 10, 5, 5, 10, 5, 10, 10, 5. Okay. So according to me, the first one should be before swap. A is 10, A is 5 and B is 10. And after the swapping, now A is 10 and B is 5. I'm expecting something like this. Now let's see whether is it true or not. Now what we'll do, we'll run our project. That whatever we have done till now. Oh yes, just a second. See the screen you can see. Okay, I'm unable to zoom it. Like, can you people see the answer?
No, the output screen is not visible.
Output screen is not visible. How can it be?
Yeah, now it is visible. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah. So is it I'm unable to increase its font size. Increase nahi ho raha.
It's readable, yeah.
It's readable. Okay. So before swap, A is 5 and B is 10, and after swap, A is 10, B is 5. Okay. I missed out something. Like 10 ke baad, it's again coming with A साथ में आ जा रहा है. So I need to make it look really very clean. So what I'll do, I'll try to add a line after my 10. So what I'll do for adding a line after my 10, there is a character called \n. It specifies new line. What does it specify? New line. Just take a pen and a copy. Like if you don't have your code blocks in your system, you can take a pen and a copy. You can just write down what are the things I'm telling it to you. Because see, programming, once you start it, now it's really very deep. So making you understand everything from the scratch is a bit difficult in such a short span of time. So that is why I'm playing around with the codes so that you can understand, okay, what are the things which is going to happen. Fine. So just make it down. \n means new line. Mod D helps you to it's like acts like a format specifier which helps you to print at particular places. Printf statement is used to print. Int is a data type. Like this, make down notes so that when you revise after that, you can refer to it. Okay, so now let's build our code again and let's see. Yes, now it's good. Before swap, A is 5 and B is 10. And after swap, A is 10 and B is 5. So coffee and tea got exchanged. Are you people happy or not? Something which you were speaking, now you have done it. You have swapped two numbers successfully. Right? So this is the power of programming. Finally, you have made your computer understand that yes, you can exchange two values. Okay, so this was a basic program. Okay, not a basic for you all if you are newbies, but it was good. Okay.
Simran, can you just please repeat the significance of %d? There's one guy asking in the chat.
Can you please repeat the
significance of %d?
Significance of %d. %d, what I said, it acts as an format specifier. Like %d tells you that you have to print a value at this particular place. Now we'll come to this format specifiers after a bit later, because if you're using int, you are using d. Now once you use float or if you use double, this d will change. Okay, so it totally depends upon what kind of value or data type you're having with you. Okay, so for the timing, just keep in mind it's a format specifier which allows you to print a particular value at a particular place on a particular format. See, you noticed one thing. I got my output. How did I get my output? See, before swap, A is 5. So mod D, what is mod D? Mod D replaced with A. Right? It got replaced with A and I'm getting 5. And B is mod D. So mod D, next mod D is B. So what I'm getting 10. So what did mod D act as? At the format specifier. Okay, for int, basically I will say. Okay, so I guess the doubt was clear. Actually, I'm unable to see chat. Okay, Bhaiya, if you get any doubt now, you just stop me. Yeah, okay. So this was something done. Now what if like now you want no, I don't want coffee and tea. You are forcing me to take coffee and tea. I want a cold drink and a tea together. Like I want to swap cold drink and tea. So what if I want to do something with a user choice? Like this was something my choice. I forced it. Ki A, you hold 5 and B, you hold 10. Now if I want like ki, I will give the numbers according to my choice. I won't take yours. So what? Now I'll tell my computer ki you ask the input from the user. Now how that computer will do that? So let's learn that. Now we have learned something this. No, I'll not remove it. I'll just comment it out. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's comment out this. Now what I'll tell, I'll declare my variables. See, this is called declaration. You are declaring ki A hai int, B hai int. And when you're writing int A is equal to 5 and int B is equal to 10, you are initializing them. You're telling them ki you hold this and you hold this. Okay, but now I've declared ki mere paas A hai and mere paas B hai. Now what my task is, what I told, you have to tell my computer that you have to ask that numbers from the user. I won't take hard-coded values. So printing something, before printing, it's a very common English term you can say. Print ke pehle what we do things like when you go to a Xerox center, like if you give a paper to Xerox, so wo Xerox ka paper print hone ke pehle kya hota hai? What is that word called? Can anyone say in the chat? Print करने के पहले वो पेपर हम क्या करते हैं? Scan. Very good. So अब हम क्या करेंगे? Now I'll scan my values. So let's do scan. कितने values मुझे scan करना है? 2 values. मैंने बोला A and B, मुझे 2 वैल्यू चाहिए. तो अच्छा wait, let me do one thing. I'll do it one by one. First, I'll tell my computer printf. I'll tell my user enter first. No, enter the value of A. Okay. I'll tell him कि please you enter the value of A. ठीक है. तो in the scanf, अच्छा scanf में भी I need to tell ना तुम scanf when you go to a Xerox center तो you give him a paper. तो यहाँ पे what you need to give a format specify. You need to specify ना कि which type of value you want to scan, int, character, string, or any kind of file, float, double. What do you want to scan? You want to scan integer. So for integer, what did I say? What was the format specifier? It was mod D. So I'll tell कि scan D and comma. Now the question comes, comma, what I'll write? Where means what value I'm entering, so what I'll write? Over here, what I want to scan.
Percent A.
Acha, why ampersand A? Why not A?
Percent is saying
Any-
A and B.
this is the address of where we are putting the value of constant.
Exactly.
Simran, you are muted, I think.
Now is it?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
Oh, I got muted. I'm so sorry. What I was telling, why did we use ampersand A? Repeating just again. Cup,
Address
the mugs,
operator.
एड्रेस ऑपरेटर या सो मग्स जो मेरे घर के मग्स थे उसका स्टोर कहाँ था लाइक उसका एड्रेस वाज किचन कि किचन में मग्स है भाई आप ले लो बट यहाँ पे व्हेन वी वर्क विद कंप्यूटर एंड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस तो उसका स्टोर बन जाता है मेमोरी एड्रेसेस वी प्ले विद एड्रेस सो इसलिए दैट इज व्हाई सेइंग एम्परसेंड ए एंड एम्परसेंड बी सो एम्परसेंड सिग्निफाइज एड्रेस make it a note just I'm telling make it a note down okay so this is successfully done now let's see what happens okay I have to close this console before I proceed for the next one yeah so it's looking fine and good semicolons are there everything is fine now let's run it see now my computer is asking me that enter a value of a so let me give 48 enter now it's asking me for the value of b also okay so I'll enter 58 now swap operation performed before swap a is 48 and b is 58 after swap a is 58 and b is 48 so we have completely and successfully ordered my computer that you take the values yourself, swap it and give it to me. I will not do anything. So is the work done? Now you are getting the importance of programming language, how you are making a computer understand. Yeah, please swap it for me. So was it interesting? Was it very boring? Just a small suggestion. Did you people like it? এখানে মেনের লাস্ট রিটার্ন 0 দেয় না okay yes okay we'll come to that later yes you can write that return 0 but why will I write it is specified type int I know but I'll make it void not an issue now I don't return anything issue solved now I won't return I'll tell my main to run it's still running okay 12 13 swap wow it's amazing right So okay, now I'll this was something which I did. Now I'll give you a task which you have to do at your home. Okay, just try to build a calculator. Okay, like don't get panic. Just try to build a calculator which will perform add, subtract, multiplication, and divide. Like you have just like I'm telling now, enter value of A, enter value of B. Similarly, you have to add, you have to take the values and you have to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So these four operations you have to perform by taking two values from the user. I have performed a swap operation. You need to perform four operations. So that's your homework. So this is done. So this was a basic program. So what we learned? We learned scanf, printf, \n, mod d, input, output, variable, data type, constants, covered. Nice. Okay. So this was clear. Any doubts till now? Because then we'll move to looping. It was needed in old versions, but not GCC. Return the latest version of GCC. Okay. 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 Any doubts till now? No, I'll proceed further.
Actually, I have a doubt in main function. When we
Yes.
are in void main, but when we are int main, we are putting a return. So what is the meaning of int main? When we are writing it return, so it is same as void.
See, that is very true. See, you needed to write, it was needed in older version, but not in GC 6.0 or more. See, the point is that, like this compiler gets upgraded. So before 6.0.0 versions, you needed to, देखो, basically ना, method के सामने, the data type which you give ना, it specifies its return type. ओके कि मतलब उसका टाइप बताता है कि वो मेथड विल इट गिव यू बैक समथिंग और विल इट नॉट गिव यू बैक समथिंग ओके सो द पॉइंट इज दैट ओवर योर इफ आई एम राइटिंग इट मेन इंट मेन ओके देखो और कोई फंक्शन तो मेरा है नहीं ना सो इफ यू राइट इट रिटर्न इफ यू डोंट राइट इट विल नॉट एक्चुअली मैटर अ लॉट because before in the previous versions of compiler it would be difficult but now if you don't specify it's not a problem but it is main but when you are specifying any other method other than main, then your data type, return type becomes very important. Okay, we'll come to functions also. Okay, so you can work on like this. So I think till now you have done the swappings of coffee, tea, and whatever thing you people like. Now just do the calculations for me. That calculator, develop a calculator for me. Okay. Chalo, let's now move further to something called loops. Okay. So what should I do for this? Will I keep these files or will I remove it? Do anyone need these files? Or you will try it yourself afterwards? We will have to use ampersand in every input statements. Yeah, because what I said just now, that anything that we deal with the computer, it is done with the memories. Okay, so if you don't write ampersand, it won't understand that where you want to store it until unless you give it an address. If you just drop a letter in the post box without your address, will it be able to reach you? No, na. So that is why similarly your computer needs an address, memory addresses, that where you want to store that value. So that address is important. So before without your ampersand sign, your program is nothing. That's a simple answer. Okay. Can we do the calculator in C++? Yeah, it's your choice. Yeah, for C++ students, this printf can be replaced with C in, sorry, C out, and scanf can be replaced with C in. Okay, like this is C in, taking in two values, and the printf statement ka replacement is C out, just pushing it out. Two arrows, crocodile mouth away from C out, and C in means taking in, so crocodile mouth towards C in. Like this, you can take values. Okay, so it's done. CPP. Let's do with C. We were not in CPP. Okay, so this is done. Now I'll do something called loops. Okay. Now suppose I want to print, like I want to make something work 100 times. Like I'll tell you that please print the statements from 1 to 10 for me. So what you start writing printf, you start writing printf1. Then you'll start writing printf2, right? Is it right? Like I'll go until 10, okay, till 20, okay. But what if I want to tell you to write till 100 or 1000 or 2000 like that? So will you write the sentences for me? No, na. So what we will do over here? Alternative to repetitive writing is called looping. Okay, loop around something for a finite number of times or an infinite number of times. So when we start from somewhere and we again come back to there, so it calls a loop. It's going on, going on, going on. So let's play around with loops now. Okay, now simple. I just want to print the numbers. So what I'll do? I'll just first बताना पड़ेगा ना कि वो वेरिएबल कहाँ पे मेरे को स्टोर करना है. तो मैंने एक वेरिएबल ले लिया int type. देखो डेटा टाइप क्या है? int है. So now I'll start a loop. अच्छा, loop start करने से पहले we have for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay, we have three kinds of loop with us. For loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, now we'll do all these three loops with this one program. So let's do with the for loop. For loop में for loop का जो syntax होता है ना, look at it very carefully so that you can get a distinguishing between the three loops. For loop को मैंने बोला I is equal to 1. मतलब पहले you hold 1 with you. ठीक है? Semicolon means end of statement. Now मेरे को उसको कहाँ तक चलाना है? I want to print numbers till 100. So I'll tell you run until you are less than or equal to 100. Perfect. मैंने बोला you start with 1 and you run until you reach 100. But वो 100 कैसे पहुंचेगा? Like you have to give an instruction now. So what that instruction is, which you have to give to the statement to have it go till 2, then 3, then 4. How will it iterate? Like anyone, any guesses? Like what will be my third statement? I gave I1. I told it to run till 100. Yes.
I plus plus.
I plus plus. What this particular sentence do? It at every iteration it will increase your value or increment your value by 1. Plus plus is a unary operator. A unary operator means it works only with one operator. Okay, like one operator, like A, B single. Not. You can write A plus plus B. No, you have to write A plus B. But A plus plus means we are incrementing A with 1. We're incrementing B with 1. Unary means single operator. You can use plus plus sign only with a single operator. Now if it seems confusing, you can do I में store करो I plus 1. You can do this also. कि I को बार बार मैं plus कर रही हूँ. I is equal to I plus 1. Then again I plus 1. Or you can write it I plus equals 1. Interesting. All are same. So let me write it. I plus plus also you can write. You can write I plus equal 1 also. Or you can write I is equal I plus 1. Amazing. Wow.
Shorthand
Okay.
operator.
Huh?
It is shorthand
Yeah.
operator.
It is a shorthand operator. Yeah, like see over here we were writing so many, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. Now in I plus plus we are working with 3 characters. Good, shorthand operators, right? So now what my task is to print this. Okay, now print statement will be answered by you. I won't say. Now how will I print it? Just now we did a print statement beforehand. So how will we print it? Just fast, one answer or 2 answers or more answers fast. No answers. Please don't do like that. I will understand that you haven't understood anything from the printed statement. I need to print it.
What's the
What type of
question?
date?
What's the question?
I need to print I. I need to print I. What I'm doing over here? I'm printing the values from 1 to 100. Means I want to print the value of I. What will my print statement? It is data type.
First bracket we will mention in 2 inverted comma %d comma I.
%d comma I. Now the one who answered, leaving him, can anyone explain why this? If you have understood my last program, only you can answer. But there is some error in something. Like I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one after the another. I want in separate lines. The one
Percent is under scanf, I guess, not under printf.
Is it?
I'm not sure.
No.
Okay.
You have to print something, na? Like you are printing I. You are printing I at every step. Am I right?
Yeah, but
so you need.
Okay. Understand.
Understood?
I have to
Okay,
print
good.
first something. Yeah, I have to print first something. Yeah.
Yes, you have to print something, so you have to give it. Now, what are you printing? उसको बताना पड़ेगा क्या है. So exactly, good. So there is some error. Can anyone say, like, my output will be something like I'm telling you, and my output will something like ऐसे होगा. Is it looking good? No, I want in separate lines. Separate lines, new line. What will be the change? Just one answer,
Slash
quick.
n.
Where?
Slash n.
Where?
In
Over here?
printf statement.
After the
Printf.
Yes.
Printf slash
mod
n.
D. Mod
Yes,
D.
after mod day. Exactly. Wow. That's nice. So now I think everything is seeming very good. So let us just try to build it. Congratulations to all.
I have a question, please.
Yeah,
Can I?
sure. Go. Yeah, go ahead.
एक्चुअली वो जो स्लैश एन था ना, वो क्या हम वो प्रिंटफ %d का बाद वाला लाइन पे फिर से प्रिंटफ लिख के लिख सकते हैं कि प्रिंटफ स्लैश एन?
बिल्कुल लिख सकते हैं. Why not? You can do that. Lo, let me do that job also. Oh, I'm so sorry. Backslash n. Is it something you were saying, right?
Yes.
Chalo, let's see this also. Wow, congratulations. Is it amazing? Like, are people enjoying it? It's very boring. Like, दीदी क्या पढ़ा रहे हो? ऐसा तो नहीं है ना? So this is the magic or the power of loops. Like, अगर हम पहले बोलते हैं तो what people have done? printf1, printf2, printf3. No बाबा, इतना hard code, इतना hard work नहीं करना है. Programming makes our life easy to solve problems. So we are using looping. So this was for loop. Now what if I want to use while loop? Now if suppose an interviewer comes and asks you print the statement from 1 to 100 using a while loop. Oh God, what is while loop? So don't panic. Let's do with while loop also. While loop. Now see, just try and keep in mind the way of declaring loops. For loop takes 3 statements at a time. Okay, it will take the starting point. It will take your ending point. It will take your operation as well. What the task? It's not necessary it's I plus 1. You can make it I plus 10 also. And once you make it I plus 10, what will be your answer? Now if you do it I plus 10, what will be your answer? See, 1, 11, 21, 31. Because I'm starting from 1. So this is basically, you can say, step. How many steps you want to increase? Correct? It started from 1, 1 plus 10, 11, 11 plus 10, 21, 31, 41, 51, till 91. Because 91 plus 10 would give you 101. But what did I specify? You just be less than or equal to 100. Don't have to cross your limits. Don't cross your limits. So it stopped till 91. Got it? What that third statement basically signifies the steps. Fine. So yeah, this was it. I can change it to 5. I can change it to 2. I can even change it to 100. Achha, if I change it to 100, what will be my output? Anyone? Are we connected?
Yeah, we are connected.
Yeah, 101.
Can you repeat?
101. Will you get 101? Okay, one answer is 101. Any other answers except
only one will be printed.
Only one. Okay, second answer is 1. And
100 will be printed.
1 and 100 will be printed.
One will be printed. Condition is provided. That's all.
only one will be printed. Okay. But I'm not okay. I got a correct answer. But anyone else wants to try? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check the answer. Clap for yourself if you have told one as your answer. It will be 1. 101 will not be printed because my limit is only till 100. I don't want to exceed that. Okay. And I'm starting with 1. तो पहले क्या हो रहा है? I1 है मेरा. आई इज लेस देन 100। अच्छा ठीक है, मैं इंक्रीमेंट कर लूंगा, पहले मैं अंदर अपना स्टेप काम कर लूं। तो उसका पहला काम क्या है, प्रिंट करना। वो प्रिंट करेगा एंड फिर देखेगा अच्छा अब तो मैं 101 बन गया, तो अगेन इट्स गोइंग टू फॉर लूप। नाउ आई इज 1, नहीं आई तो चेंज हो गया 101 में। नाउ इज एम आई लेस देन 100? नो नो नो, आई एम नॉट लेस देन 100। तो वो लूप से बाहर निकल जाएगा, वो लूप के अंदर जाएगा ही नहीं। तो इट विल रन द स्टेटमेंट्स इनसाइड द लूप टिल योर कंडीशन सेटिस्फाइज। So 101 satisfy नहीं हुआ तो 1 प्रिंट करके निकल गया। So those who told or thought of only 101, you were wrong. Those who thought of 1 and 101, you were wrong. But if you thought only of 1, you were correct. Okay? So play around it. Once this session gets over, play around with your code with yourself. Like yeah, what all possibilities you can generate. Okay. Now next. Now I was in the while loop. Very sorry. Yeah. So in while loop, now what is the statement or the thing which it accept? While loop will basically accept that while it, मतलब when you say while, मतलब वो एक automatic आता है कि हाँ हमको कब तक चलना है, while I am less than equal to 100, so while I is less than equal 100, मतलब मेरे को कब तक चलना है, how long, till when, तो वो एक आता है ना while, like while कब तक चलना है आपको। Okay, so ये है while वाला चीज। Now while में मेरे को क्या करना है, this statement will remain same क्योंकि मेरे को at the end print ही करना है, control C, so control V। Okay, but कुछ missing है, क्या missing है, can anyone see? There is something missing।
इंक्रीमेंट वाला पार्ट
Condition.
अच्छा चलो इंक्रीमेंट वाला मेरे को ऐसे पसंद है, मैं तो ऐसे। अच्छा ठीक है, लेट्स गो विथ यू। ओके, बट एक और चीज मिसिंग है। ठीक है, मैं रन करके बता दूं, तुमको समझ में आएगा। लेट मी प्रिंट समथिंग ओवर योर फर्स्ट। प्रिंट एफ, सोचो जब तक मैं लिखूं तब तक कुछ आंसर आए तो मुझे बताना, कुछ तो मिसिंग है। प्रिंट एफ
इनिशियलाइज i equals to 1 जो इनिशियलाइज करना पड़ता है।
Yes, perfect. Who answered? It was very good. See, now we jump to another topic which is called scope. Scope of variables. It means एक variable का existence कब तक है, till how it can exist. देखो यहाँ पे मैंने i को यहाँ पे डिक्लेयर किया था, मतलब यहाँ पे मैंने उसको बोला था कि यहाँ पे int i है, यहाँ पे मैंने i को यूज कर लिया, i 1 है, i less than 100 है, i plus equal to 100, i मतलब इंक्रीमेंट भी कर दिया। तो यहाँ पे मेरा लूप चला, तो एक लूप में मेरा आंसर हुआ 1, एंड जब वो सेकंड टाइम इटरेट करने आया तो उसका आंसर चेंज हो गया 101। करेक्ट, तभी तो मेरा प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट में जब कंसोल था उसमें सिर्फ 1 दिखा मेरे को। तो अब मेरा i का वैल्यू क्या है, जब मैं इस लाइन पे आऊंगी तो मेरा i का वैल्यू क्या है, इट्स 101, क्योंकि मैंने उसको 1 में तो चेंज किया ही नहीं कहीं पे। मतलब जो ये मेथड है ना, एक जो स्कोप होता है एक वेरिएबल का, वो एक मेथड में कन्फाइंड रहता है। जिस मेथड में आप उसको डिफाइन करते हो ना, वो उस मेथड तक रहता है टिल योर प्रोग्राम, जब तक वो मेथड खत्म नहीं होता। तो जब तक मैंने यहाँ पे i का वैल्यू चेंज नहीं किया, तो मतलब वो तो वही है ना, जितना जो आधा प्रोग्राम है वो जितना बना था, तो मेरा i तो 101 ही रह गया। तो अकॉर्डिंग टू माई वाइल में मेरा कोई आंसर नहीं आना चाहिए, राइट। सो लेट अस चेक दैट वेदर व्हाटएवर आई हैव सेड इज करेक्ट और नॉट। देखो यू कैन सी वाइल लूप के बाद वाला लाइन क्या है, इट्स एम्प्टी। व्हाट इज इट, it's empty. So let me do one thing for your convenience. Control C, enter Control B. Now you check what will happen. What I'll do, I'm printing the value of I. Look, it's like it's before loop. Okay, so you just check it out. Well and done. See, यहाँ पे 1 हुआ, i का वैल्यू इंक्रीमेंट हो गया 101 हुआ, एंड बिफोर लूप ये क्या बता रहा है 101, कभी तो while लूप के अंदर नहीं गया ना, i is less than equal to 100, करेक्ट। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड स्कोप ऑफ अ वेरिएबल। जब तक आप उसको चेंज नहीं करो वो चेंज नहीं होता है। तो मैं यहाँ पे क्या करूंगी, नाउ आई डू i is equal to 1। मैंने यहाँ पे i को रीइनिशियलाइज किया, मतलब हिंट के साथ नहीं, मतलब उस वेरिएबल को मैंने रीयूज किया, i equal 1। ओके, तो अब देखते हैं मेरा आंसर क्या आता है। क्रॉस I'll run it. Now see. While loop, before loop, my value is this. अच्छा ये 1 क्यों आया? Because मैंने यहाँ पे end line statement, new line statement नहीं. Okay, just sorry. Now see. Now can you see it? What happened? Just a second. Shekhar bhaiya, just a second. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So, was it clear? Anyone has any doubt? Or all got confused? कि क्या हुआ? Are we connected? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, fully audible. Fully audible.
Fully audible. Achha, if I'm audible, then respond that yes, whether you were clear or not.
Yeah, clear. Right.
Pakka. But the way you are sounding, it seems अभी भी कुछ confusion है, right?
Not actually वो जो I equals to 101 है ना, जो वो while loop में start हुआ है starting पे,
हाँ
तो वो तो आपने बोला ना कि for loop में just one आंसर आएगा कि तो 01, तो वही थोड़ा सोच रहा था कि फिर आपने एक्सप्लेन किया इन द सेंस कि 101 ये इनिशियलाइज नहीं किया था, so that's why.
Exactly. तो 101 था तो मैंने I को इनिशियलाइज किया ही नहीं था, तो पुराना वैल्यू को यूज कर रहा था और मेरा कंडीशन क्या है while का कि वो I is less than equal to
100. That's why वो empty आया था.
Exactly, perfect. तो ये था मेरा while का यूसेज. तो देखो फॉर लूप क्या लेता है, वो अपने अंदर इनिशियलाइजेशन भी ले लेता है, टर्मिनेशन भी ले लेता है एंड भी ले लेता है, ठीक है. बट while क्या बोलता है, इतना सारा हम हैंडल नहीं करेंगे, पहले तुम इनिशियलाइज कर लो, ठीक है. मेरे अंदर तुम सिर्फ कंडीशन डालो कि तुमको कहाँ तक क्या अपना काम करना है, उससे ज्यादा हम कुछ हैंडल नहीं कर सकते. एंड इंक्रीमेंट करना है, डिक्रीमेंट करना है, जंप करना है, हॉप करना है, जो करना है मेरे अंदर करना है. तो while लूप सिर्फ एक स्टेटमेंट लेता है, दैट इज ये मिडिल वाला योर कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट. करेक्ट? क्लियर? ओके, तो ये था while लूप. अब होता है डू while लूप. देखो डू while इसमें ना कुछ सेंस आ रहा है, मतलब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है. डू while तो क्या है, देखते हैं. चलो डू while. What is the meaning of do while? Do a task until you get something. Do a task until you get something. तो do क्या काम करना है, मेरे को प्रिंट करना है. I need to print. Control C, Control V. Print. Go on printing. कब तक प्रिंट करना? While I is less than equal. I'm so sorry, I got backspace. 100. Semicolon. Terminated. अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? This statement I'll print it out. Shift and Control C, and I'll give it Control V. This is do while loop. Okay. So this is do while loop. Let me change my eye. Okay. Now the ones who are seeing this, can anyone spot a difference between while and do while?
Simran, actually
it's not visible.
Yeah, your screen is frozen, I guess. It is on the for and while loop part. Line number 5 to line number 22 is displayed.
Is it? Achha, check it again.
No, not yet.
Achha, let me stop my share and share it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Desktop or share. Shekhar, now is it visible?
Wait. Open code blocks. Yeah, now it is visible.
Acha, sorry for the network lag. We are going online, so sorry. Now, the ones who have understood, okay. For the ones who have understood while loop. Now, do while is something similar to that, but there is a difference. Can anyone spot it for me? If go give it a try. You don't have to be correct. Give it a try. Anyone?
Condition at the end. While you are
condition checking is done at last. So
yes.
Okay. Okay, condition checking is done at the last. Okay, any other?
Yeah. So task, and
So
so that's why task
it is
is
also
done
not
for once before checking the condition.
Yeah, that statement was very correct. The task is done once before checking the statement. Now I will show you something. I hope you people remember कि जब मैंने यहाँ पे I equal to 1 नहीं लिखा था तो मेरा while loop was empty. उसमें कोई values नहीं था. अच्छा, if you are not speaking, please mute yourself.
Yeah, sorry.
If you are अच्छा, okay, sorry. ओके सो यहाँ पे जब मैंने i इज इक्वल टू 1 नहीं लिखा था तो मेरा while loop was empty क्योंकि 101 आया था i का वैल्यू एंड वो कंडीशन सैटिस्फाई नहीं कर रहा था. I was not getting any value. So let me do one thing. Let me comment it out. अगर मैं इसको कमेंट आउट कर देती हूँ मतलब ये कंप्यूटर इसको नहीं पहचानता कि ये लाइन क्या है. तो अभी भी मेरा i का वैल्यू क्या है 101. नाउ लेट मी चेक कि मेरा while loop तो प्रिंट नहीं किया, क्या मेरा do while loop प्रिंट करेगा उसको. So let's go and give it a try. So I'll build the code. Achha, it's giving me what kind of error is it? Or while expected while before and I'm so sorry. I wrote while statement inside the do loop. It will be out of the do braces. Okay. Very sorry. Yeah. Okay. So what is this? You can see. One I got because of my for loop.
101.
Yeah, we got 101. But how? It was not something expected, or is what? See, for I got 1. Then my value became 101. My while loop will not get executed. Why? Because my पहले condition check हो गया कि I'm 101 and you need it less than 100. So sorry, I won't execute. So before the loop आ गया 101. But do while executed it for us. So we should appreciate. We should give a treat to do while loop, isn't it? Like very good work like that. See, what is the thing basically is while loop is called entry controlled loop. What is your while loop? While loop is called an entry control loop. It will restrict something at the entry point. It will tell you, it will not let you enter until and unless your condition is true. But do while loop is exit controlled loop. It will check you, it will give you the pass once you exit from the loop. Am I making any sense? Did you get it? While loop is called entry controlled loop. It will control your entry. Without the check pass, you can't enter. But it is called exit controlled loop. It means what? It will at least execute once, but it will check your condition at the end. So the major difference is first one is while loop will not execute if your condition is false, but do while loop will execute at least once. At least once. It's a multiple choice question but comes many times in many competitive exams and even your normal general knowledge exams. So do while loop will execute at least once. And second difference is what? While is an entry control loop and do while is an exit control loop. So these are the three kinds of looping statements which we do. Okay, now as you have printed 1 to 100, similarly you can do in while loop and also you can do in do while loop. So that is your task. Second homework, write it down. First one was for the calculator. Second one is printing 1 to 100 using while loop and do while loop. It will be your homework. So the ones who were interacting or the ones who did listen, is it clear? Did you get it? Please respond.
Yes, Devi.
Okay, chalo, means it was clear. Yes, Devi. Okay, thank you so much for the responses. Now, so this was the looping statement, things which we have done. Okay, now what is next? We have done loops. Loopings we have done swapping, we have played with the kitchen and the memory. Now let's do something which is C meant for. Actually, anyone knows the difference between the two kind of programming languages that we face in our life or during something like that? Two types. One is object-oriented programming language, another is procedural programming language. Okay. Object oriented means we play with inheritance, encapsulation, these kind of terms, very scary. Don't get scared. It's something which we play with objects and classes. Okay, that is our OOPS language. But procedural language is what? It's something does not consist classes and objects or something stuff like that, but it plays with functions. Now, what is a function? Yeah, function. What is a function? कुछ काम कराने के लिए मैंने उसको नाम दे दिया कि ठीक है तुम्हारा काम ये है, सो यू टेक दिस नेम. तुम्हारा काम ये है, यू टेक दिस नेम. तुम्हारा काम ये है, यू टेक दिस नेम. आई एम नेमिंग माई वर्क्स और माई sentences of execution. I'm naming it. That naming is called functions. Very simple. I'll do one thing and you'll get it. Okay. So this looping is done. So let's say bye-bye to this loop. Bye. Okay. Now let's play with function. What I need to do, I need a sum of two numbers. Okay. Now just look at what I am doing. Just have a look. Then you stop me. Okay. Once I'll explain. Just have a look what I'm doing. I'll do return. Yeah, that return statement concept will also be getting cleared. The one who asked me. Okay, just have a look over here. Multi comma 6. Okay, am I correct? Am I wrong? Didi did not understand. You have 3 options, choose one. Chat box. Correct? Wrong? Did not understand. 19. No answers. Correct? Wrong? Did not understand.
Can you show the screen once again?
Can you explain? I haven't explained anything. I have just written a piece.
Okay. The screen I am seeing.
It's a screen you haven't seen. Yeah, have a look on it. I am zooming it more for you. Let's see. Now, 3 options you have with you. Wrong.
Didn't understand.
Didn't understand. Okay, the most expected answer. Correct.
I think it is wrong because some C program started and ended with main.
C program must start and end with main.
Yeah, I mean we have created a function sum, so the sum function should start and it will I mean it should be started with main, the main function, and ended when the
Sorry, your voice got totally cut off. Like, Shekhar bhai, did you understand what he's trying to say?
No, actually. Just repeat once again. Just repeat your query once again.
Yeah, repeat your query once again.
Okay, so we firstly function prototype we have declared. So I think at the last, when the program is terminating, the function definition should be inside the main function. I'm just guessing, not sure.
Okay, means you are talking something about the prototype and the main. I'll come to this as well. Very good question. Very good observation also. Anyone else? Any observation? Like, I know those who know these all things, it might seem boring, but we have to work with the students as well who don't know programming, because I'm very sure that there were students in the starting of the class who didn't know what programming is. But I'm very sure that if they have listened to whatever I have said, they could have related that what programming is, and they would have really enjoyed the session. And I don't know what others, to be honest. Okay, so I think no other questions or guesses. Now see, what is I am doing. Basically, once you write a piece of code now, it is executed from top to bottom. Okay, like your program, your compiler will include this one. Okay, then it will read this. Okay, then it will encounter, oh, I got a function called sum. It has a parameters, 2 integer parameters. Okay, someone is unmuted. Please mute yourself. Yeah, now it's fine. Now, then I will return something to it. Okay, it has a return type. See, this specifies what? कि किस type का value this function मेरे को return करेगा. कुछ चाहिए मेरे को उससे, तो I'm returning it int. मतलब I'm taking as a int. Because integer return होगा. ठीक है, इसके parameters है int a and int b. Okay, मेरे को return करेगा a plus b. What I'm doing? I'm getting the sum. Okay. अच्छा, अब मेरा आया मेन फंक्शन. मतलब यस, सीन द मेन फंक्शन. अब ये क्या करेगा? मेन फंक्शन के अंदर अपना एग्जीक्यूशन स्टार्ट करेगा. ठीक है, इसको प्रिंट करना है mod d, मतलब मेरा एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर. उसके पहले मैं राइट लिख देती हूँ सम इज. ओके, अच्छा, अब ये सम फंक्शन को कॉल, देखो व्हेन आई क्लिक ऑन इट, देखो सम पहचान गया. अच्छा, ये सम फंक्शन को कॉल हो रहा है, तो ये सम फंक्शन के पास अब जाएगा. इसके पास क्या है? 5 है और 6 है, क्योंकि मैंने 2 पैरामीटर इनिशियलाइज किया है. तो जैसे यहाँ पे आएगा ये समझ जाएगा. अच्छा, इसको बुलाना है, तो अब यहाँ पे मेरा आएगा 5, यहाँ पे मेरा आएगा 6 और रिटर्न करेगा मेरे को 5 + 6 दैट इज 11. और मेरे को आंसर क्या मिलेगा? 11. तो Bojang, the one who said wrong, the one who said right, or the one who said did not understand. Once I'll compile, you'll understand everything. What I'm getting? What am I getting? Sum is 11. The program is absolutely correct. Syntaxes are correct. Initializations are correct. So we got the answer correct. Is it? Well, what if? Control X. Control V. Any guesses? Anyone? Any guess? Anyone wants to try? कि अब क्या होगा? सम फंक्शन पहले था मेन के, अब मैंने इसको मेन के बाद कर दिया. तो कोई कुछ, anyone wants to throw any guesses or any of your thoughts? Please go ahead. Otherwise, I'll compile it. 3, 2, 1. No. Huh? Tell. Go ahead.
Actually, I thought if the error, but it is not so.
Now I'll show you. What I got?
11.
Sum is 11. Okay. See, it is told like this, but the point is that in C programming or functional languages, if we are declaring, देखो यहाँ पे मैंने फंक्शन को क्या किया? कॉल किया. ठीक है, एंड यहाँ पे मैंने फंक्शन को क्या किया? डिक्लेयर किया. ठीक है, ये हमेशा याद रखना. कीप इट अ नोट इफ यू आर हैविंग अ पेन पेपर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. इफ यू आर डिक्लेयरिंग, if you are calling your function, if a calling function is before then the declaration of the function, जिस फंक्शन को आप कॉल कर रहे हो, अगर वो फंक्शन को आपने कॉल करने के बाद डिक्लेयर किया है, सो यू शुड गिव सम प्रोटोटाइप टू इट. ठीक है, लेकिन प्रोटोटाइप देना इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. इसको बोलते हैं प्रोटोटाइप. प्रोटोटाइपिंग मीन्स व्हाट? आप एक कंप्यूटर को इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हो कि मेरा पूरे प्रोग्राम में एक ऐसा मेथड तुम इनकाउंटर करोगे. यू विल इनकाउंटर समथिंग लाइक दिस, जिसका रिटर्न टाइप इंट होगा, जिसका नाम होगा सम एंड पैरामीटर्स होंगे इंट. ठीक है,
एक्चुअल आर्गुमेंट.
हाँ, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, सॉरी, या करेक्ट. ठीक है, तो ये एक प्रोटोटाइप हो गया फॉर डिफाइनिंग इट, कि आप उसको ऐसे बोलते हो. दिस इज कॉल्ड प्रोटोटाइप. The one who was getting confused, this is basically, ये होता है प्रोटोटाइपिंग. You are just telling it the type, क्या क्या बस है तुम वो बता रहे हो. You are not telling him the function. Okay, now if you start with it,
Now
you
clear.
can also keep it. Now clear? Very good. So this was, हाँ, तो कैलकुलेटर जो मैंने बोला था ना, एक तो फंक्शंस को यूज करके बनाना और एक तुम बनाना उसको यूज करके, क्या बोलते हैं वो, नॉर्मल एक मेन के अंदर ही सब कुछ कर देना. ठीक है, एक होमवर्क देंगे, हम सिर्फ इंट डेटा टाइप को एक्सप्लोर किए हैं. तुम लोग का होमवर्क रहेगा फ्लोट, कैरेक्टर, सारे डेटा टाइप्स को एक्सप्लोर करना. ठीक है, Don't take it as something like I'm scolding. Okay, it's just a genuine for you. अगर ये interesting लगा तुम लोग को, I'm damn sure you'll go and explore for that. Okay, so ये था एक function call. तो यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया, function को call किया, यहाँ पे मैंने function को define किया, यहाँ पे मैंने function को prototype बताया. It's so easy and so good. Okay, now this was function. Now I am at the last part of my topic or my syllabus, that is called recursion. Anyone has heard this term before? Recursion.
Yeah.
Recursion. Can you tell me what is it actually? Can you go ahead, please?
It is a function. We can just make that.
You were not clearly audible. Is it? Did you say something like that? Like suppose my name is Simran. I'm repeatedly calling myself Simran, 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 Simran. Suppose I'm a function. Okay, and I'm calling myself.
Yeah.
Is it something you meant? Yeah.
Yeah. Making a function in a repeated time manner, like just like the loop.
Yes, very good. Very good. So it's just like the loop. Self-calling functions are named as recursion. Loop was something we're playing with the variables. Yes, you can replace loops with recursion. I'll show you one program which will make your concept very crystal clear. Okay, so write it down in a pen and a paper if you're having with you. Self-calling functions is called recursion. Very important question. Self-calling functions are called what? Recursion. Increase your promptness for that. Okay. Now, Didi, कैसे करेंगे हम इसको? So let us do something very interesting. I hope everyone knows what is factorial. Am I correct? Like, do you know? Do you not? Yes. क्या करता factorial? 5 factorial? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1.
N into n minus 1 n minus 2.
Yes, n minus 1, n minus 2, up to n minus dot 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 dot. So let's do something. What I'll do, I'll declare a variable fact. अच्छा मैं इसको 0 declare करूँ कि 1, because this is something which is going to hold my factorial number. So I should make it 0 or 1.
1.
1. Yeah, because if I make it 0 and if I multiply something, it will give me a result 0. Yeah, 1. Good.
Yes.
Now I'm taking a number. I'm taking a number 10. Suppose I want to calculate 10 factorial. Fatafat ekdam. Now for I'm very sorry. And I. So for I is equal to 1 semicolon, I is less than equal to n semicolon I plus plus. Stop me if you don't understand. Factorial will be equals to factorial into I. Sorry, I. Okay. Printf.
Before
Factorial. Just a second. The number is what the comma fact. Yeah, doubts. Is it clear? Is it not?
Didi, I think we need to put int before the fact.
Oh, good observation. Okay. Anyone any doubt क्या हो रहा है? कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Fact एक 1 है. 1 into 1 1. फिर 1 into 2 2. 2 into 3 6. 6 into 4 24. 24 into 5 कर लेना. Okay. So now I'll print the factorial of 10 numbers. So let us go ahead with it. Print. My God. 3, 6, 2, 8, 8, 0, 0. If I could have done verbally, the whole class would have wasted. So, you got it कि factorial क्या होता है and मैंने इसको looping के through कैसे किया. अच्छा दीदी अभी आप recursion बोल रहे थे, आप तो loops में आ गए. Recursion लगा देते हैं. हम लोग कैसे करेंगे recursion में? In fact, बहुत सिंपल है, कुछ नहीं है. देखो, एक वेरिएबल मतलब एक नंबर चाहिए ना मुझे फैक्ट करने के लिए, तो मैं सब उसको आई ले लेती हूँ. ठीक है. देखो recursion what it needs a base case. ठीक है, उसका एक बेस केस चाहिए और उसका बेस केस क्या होता है? 0 factorial is 1 and 1 factorial is also 1. So अगर मेरा I if I'm getting is at 1, मतलब if I'm getting it as 1, so what I'll do, आई विल रिटर्न 1। ठीक है, कि जब मेरे को 1 मिले, ठीक है, तो आप मेरे को 1 रिटर्न कर देना। नहीं तो आपको क्या करना है तब तक, व्हाट यू नीड टू डू, तब तक रिटर्न i इंटू क्या करते हैं, i इंटू i माइनस 1, i माइनस 2, i माइनस 3, i माइनस 4। सो i माइनस मतलब एक एक 1 1 माइनस करते हैं ना हर एक स्टेप में। पहले i माइनस 1 होता है, फिर i माइनस 2 होता है, फिर i माइनस 3 होता है। तो इफ आई एम गोइंग एट एवरी स्टेप, तो मेरा हर एक 1 नहीं तो माइनस हो रहा है ना। इफ आई एम स्टैंडिंग एट स्टेप 3, तो if I minus 1, now I am standing at step 2. If I minus 1, I am standing at step 1. If I minus 1, I am standing at step 0. तो each step मैं एक ही माइनस कर रही हूँ, तो that is why I minus 1 ऐसे कर कर। ठीक है, तो now let me do something, let me comment it out। देखो, this is called multi line comment। सिंगल लाइन कमेंट को हमने देखा फॉरवर्ड स्लैश, 2 फॉरवर्ड स्लैशेस। मल्टी लाइन कमेंट स्टार्ट होता है फॉरवर्ड स्लैश एंड स्टार, एंड होता है स्टार एंड फॉरवर्ड स्लैश। Note it down. Multi-line comment, note it down. Oh, just a second. I'll take it this seconds only. Shift and Control C. I'll Control V. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm taking much of the time. I'm very sorry for that. But I hope you will understand it. I'm very sorry, Shomit. Just a second. This is the last one. I'll just hand it over to you. Okay. So is this same?
Do it.
Okay. Okay, so this is what something really expected from me कि दीदी आपका फंक्शन को okay, there is something wrong, कोई बता सकता है क्या? मैंने इसको कहा ये रिकर्जन है, बट मैं बोलती हूँ रिकर्जन नहीं है।
आपने कॉल नहीं किया?
यस, कॉल कहाँ पे करना है जल्दी बताओ प्लीज।
I into factorial of I minus 1।
परफेक्ट, ये हुआ देखो, फैक्ट अपने आप को कॉल कर रहा है, ये फैक्ट इट्स कॉलिंग इटसेल्फ, रिपीटेडली इट्स कॉलिंग इटसेल्फ, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड रिकर्जन। तो आई होप आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग द सेम आंसर, क्रॉस योर फिंगर्स, आई होप यू गेट द सेम आंसर। नो, इट्स एन एरर, बट व्हाई? printf fact, and what is the fact is not defined
inside main, again it is declared, no?
Oh, okay. Very good. Factorial. So let us change it. Factorial. Yeah, good. Now let us do. Oh, factorial. Okay, you will also face this, but you will learn like this. Yes, we have done recursion as well. Was it interesting? Yes, no, please answer. I need answers. Yes, no. Yeah, it was interesting. Very good. Yes, so what we did recursion. पहले तो हमने प्रोग्राम किया लूप यूज करके, मैंने फैक्टोरियल ही प्रिंट किया ना फैक्टोरियल प्रिंट। अब मैं वही सेम प्रोग्राम कर रही हूँ यूजिंग रिकर्जन। म्यूट योरसेल्फ इफ यू आर नॉट स्पीकिंग। या गुड, it got muted again. Okay. नाउ फैक्टोरियल क्या किया मैंने, अब इसमें रिकर्जन लगा दिया, तो इट इज गोइंग ऑन कॉलिंग इटसेल्फ एंड इटसेल्फ until the condition satisfies. So I'm getting the same answer. So your loops can be replaced with recursion. पर recursion में एक चीज क्या है ध्यान रखना है, base case. Write it down, pen copy, base case. The only thing you need to note down and keep in mind base case. भाई base case identify करना है, then ये तो आसानी से identify हो जाएगा कि यहाँ पे functionality क्या होने वाला है, बस going to the steps, base case identification. So guys, this was recursion. So what all we covered? Scanf, printf, new line, data type, variable, looping statements, function, recursion, constant variables, and I think more addresses also. Okay. Returning also, void, not void. Void means one term, void. What does void simplify? Void खाली है, कुछ नहीं है. So if you give data type something called void, so it will return you nothing. ठीक है, so try करना कभी कि एक फंक्शन बनाना, ठीक है, उसका डेटा टाइप एंड की जगह ना void देना, और यहाँ पे उसको कॉल करना देना, वो कुछ प्रिंट नहीं करेगा. If I do it data time, तो वो कुछ प्रिंट नहीं करेगा, तो that is void. Void मतलब कुछ नहीं, खाली डब्बा, कुछ नहीं है. So this was all. If you have any doubts till here, recursion ले लो, looping ले लो, declaration of functions ले लो. अच्छा, एक if else statements भी होता है, conditional statements बोल के एक होता है. Go and check it out. मतलब after the class check it out. कोई doubt हो you can revert back to us anytime, we are available to help you out. Okay, but अगर मैं सब कुछ बता दूंगी ना तो तुम लोग का वो खोजने वाला चीज खत्म हो जाएगा, खोजोगे नहीं तुम लोग. इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, नेस्टेड इफ भी होता है, कंडीशनल बोलते हैं अगर ये काम हो तो करना, अगर ये काम नहीं हो तो मत करना. जैसे वो लूपिंग में डालते हैं ना ये बीच वाला स्टेटमेंट, इसका एक अलग कैटेगरी होता है, विच इज कॉल्ड कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट्स. दैट इज योर होमवर्क टू एक्सप्लोर आउट. थर्ड होमवर्क, explore out different statements. Now, this was it for me. Thank you. And if you have any doubts, you are very free to ask. Otherwise, I would like Shomit to take on the session ahead. Any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? Till here, whatever we have discussed, like especially I want the reply from the ones who told that we don't know programming. अब समझ में आ रहा है कि प्रोग्रामिंग क्या है, मैंने कंप्यूटर से कैसे बात किया. तो आप भी घर पे उससे बात करना, सच में बहुत मजा आएगा. उससे बात करने का ट्राई किया करो. इट विल बिकम योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड वन डे. चलो, anyone any doubts? If you are having any doubts you can ask. If you are not having any doubts, Shomit, you can take the session ahead. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you, Simran. I think you don't have any doubts. Let's move forward. So what we will be doing is, you have already got a basic understanding of, Simran, what you do is you see the lobby, huh?
Definitely. I'll see the lobby. I'll manage the chat.
Yeah, thank you. So I think, wait a minute. What I have to do? Okay, so my screen is now visible, I think, right?
Yeah, it's visible, Shomit.
Okay. So what we will be next doing is, we have already had a basic understanding of loops, for loops and everything in basic in C. So what we will next do is, we'll move with data structures part, and basically arrays, pointers. We will discuss data structures like linked list, advanced data structures like linked list, like it comes with my advanced, just for example stacks, queues, linked list. Only a hypothetical definition I will be giving you, not everything. Queues and everything, and then I will be discussing time complexity with competitive programming. So CP is known as competitive programming. Yeah. So next we will do, I will be covering only these topics, and I will be not going deep into data structures like linked list and stacks and queues. These are all advanced version. I will give you a theoretical view, and I will hope that you will be basically going into the depth in your, like, I will also give you resources like where you can read articles and papers, and you can go deep inside it. So yeah. So what are basically arrays? So talking, so I will, yeah. So what are arrays? So you have already learned about variables of integer type, like you know now variables of integer type, double type, and so, double and dot dot dot. So arrays is basically the collection of all numerous number of a single data type, but like 20 such sequences. Like suppose you want to store 20 name of 20 students in and process them. You want to store the name of 20 students and then process them. So how to do that? And so everything should be in a string variable. So you can, one thing you can do is you can just go for like string. Just I'm writing in donation of CPP. I am okay. So string A, string B, string dot dot dot, or you can also write string A1, A2, A3 dot dot dot, A1, A2, A3 dot dot dot, AA20. So, and you again need to define all of them. So like you have to initialize all of them. So that will become a lot of headache. And what if this is not 20, it is 20K, like 20,000? What to do for that thing? So yeah, C or every language gives you a basic iterable for this, or a collection of data types of a particular type, a collection of memory space of a particular type. So that is called as arrays. Okay, so how to define arrays is basically like if you want to assign a numerous number of same type of data types, numerous number of data of same type of data types. So like you want to assign 1,000 marks of 1,000 students of mathematics. So what you write is int maths, and you just put 1k or 1,000. So we just move towards the, like I'm using, I think this is now pretty much, you can see it, right? I think it can be seen.
Yeah, visible, properly visible.
So suppose what you want to do is everybody of you have maths in your current semester, whether it is first, second, third, or fourth. So what you do is you want to keep the marks of maths of suppose 20 people. Okay. So marks of maths of, let's bring it down to 10 because I have to assign it currently. So so one thing to notice is array numbering starts from 0. That is if you want to like so if you want to access the values, the numbering starts from not 1 to 1,000. You have to number it from 0 to 1,000 minus 1. 0 to, it is not value, it is wrong, this is wrong, right? But what you have to instead do is from 0 to 999, and this is right. This is the perfect way of doing it. In everything starts from 0. Like in number systems, this is just due to the binary system in which things are represented in a computer. Everything starts from a 0 because the people in they could have omitted the 0, because you can also omit the 0 when you are doing the programming. You can actually assign array of maths with name maths with 1001 and you can just number it from 1 to 1,000 and just waste the value from the maths.0. But you can actually do that. Many of a programmer does that, but don't waste this single 0 also. So it is your convention. I do it from 0 to 999, but many actually like keeps from 1 to 1,000. This actually becomes easy to access values and you don't get errors. So that's a good way of programming, 1 to 1,000, or you can also do it. So whatever it is. So what I've started is I've started indexing. So how you actually access these all the 10 values of maths. So you just access. So you just access it like maths of 0. So to access something or to access a position of maths array, maths of I, where I is the position where you want to access, and I should be less than the size of the length of the array maths length of maths, size of the maths. Okay, so maths array basically you might maths array, and I should be greater than 0. Obviously you cannot have a minus. You cannot like get a position of minus. It can be done in Python but not in CP or CPP or Java or any other language. So yeah, so now you need to put values inside it. So if you want to, it is same as like the one you are doing in like for data types. You access the position with mathsci and you just put an ampersand sign just to mention that put the value at that position. So yeah, and if you want to print it also, I will just print the values at initially to give you a basic concept, and that is printf %d. So we can have things side by side, and it's maths of I. Simple. So just see the fallacy of you don't needed, or you never needed 10 variables. We just had one variable and just had a indexing basically this is what your roll numbers are. You can have your roll numbers and just like suppose there are 100 people with roll numbers 1 to 100, you can just assign the roll numbers, and you can use a basic algorithm, like for 1 you access the 1 with 0, for like you want to you can access the student with 1 with 0, so you can access student with roll number 1. You can map 1 to 0 and 2 to 1 and move like this. So, and you can easily access the position. So I will just quickly put the standard inputs. So suppose it is 5, 6, 9, 2, 3, 8, 2. Okay, yeah. 1, 3, 6, 10, 10. Okay. So when you execute it, what happens? What happens? Yeah. So this is what I did. This is the standard input like console. So I'm giving my input like this. So what I am doing here is basically I'm defining an array of math type, of integer type, defining maths of integer type, int type. I'm then putting values inside it through ampersand maths, and then I'm printing it. So basically what I'm doing is accessing maths, the ith position with maths of I, and then I'm just printing it. So till now I don't think anybody has any problem. Do we have any problem? Are we connected?
Yes, Shomit, we are connected.
So this was the basic thing of accessing the values. We can now do sum. We can just sum upon all the values and print it. So sum equals to sum, the previous value of sum, so with maths of I. So now we can easily print the sum is the sum of the values in maths. That makes sense, I think. Yeah, the sum of all the values in maths is 47. You add it, you get. So just see the fallacy. You can actually put instead of 110, you can put 1000, 10,000, and you can add all the values, and you can basically store things and then add and process them. So it's a very good, powerful of programming languages and storing data. So I can give you a program regarding this. So just a tweak in this, the program will be given n values. So you have to find the sum. So the program is, I'm just writing in the top. And the sum where is the user input. So your type of, so sample input will be like this. You will first give 10, and then you will be giving a bunch of 10 numbers, 10 integer values. This can be double also, like you can give 80, you can give 17, you can give anything like double digits or triple digits or multi digits, and then you need to just find the sum of all the values. So how to do it for n values? For 10 we have got it, like for 10 we can assign it and then print it. But how to do for n values? So do we have any solution for that? Okay, do we have any solution for that? Okay. You can answer me or write in the chat. A basic basic approach of how we will be doing it.
ফর সেই জন্য কি
Yeah.
আমরা ওই ম্যাথ থার্ড ব্র্যাকেটের মধ্যে n রেখে scanf দিয়ে করতে পারি?
Yeah, you are perfectly right. You can just print scanf, just tell give me the value of n, and you just need to int n. Okay, sorry, int n, right? And you can do the like, and instead of 10, you just put everywhere in. That is a better option. And just let's see. And this is the sum of the. So it was just a basic brainstorming of what I just showed before. It was nothing new.
For the input of n,
Yeah.
but it did not ask for the input from us. to
Yeah.
give,
I can just put like a printf enter the value of n, and but I did not did it because I am my console. See how it does it. Enter the value of n, and then because this is JDoodle is basically, it is not an interactive console. I have to like make it interactive for that, and I don't want to make it interactive. I haven't actually done interactive before in my life. Let's see what happens. Executing printer. I don't know. Let's stop it. Actually, I have not done interactive before in my life in JDoodle. You can like if what was Simran doing, we could have done that. We could have wrote in the console, but you wouldn't have seen the output properly. So I just did like this. Okay. So okay. So now what we will be doing is, okay, just remove this statement. We don't need, like, this is not necessary. This is just for beautification of the program, nothing more than that. So yeah. Now I will be giving, next program will be accept similarly n values and sum of the even values and subtraction of the odd. Sample input I can show you. It can be like, if 5 is the sample input for n, and then I can give 5, 9, 6, 8, 7. My answer will be 5. I will add the even values, that is 6 and 8, that will be 40, and I will subtract the odd values, 5, 9, and 7, that is I think 16, 21. So my answer will be -7. So next, how to approach this thing? Give it a try for 5 to 20, 15 seconds, and you can move them.
Hello, Dada.
Huh?
Can you provide the array source file for us in the group?
I can. What I can do is I can share Google Docs for you, and you can just. Okay, so that is. You think about how to do the current program. I am just enabling Google Docs for you, and everybody can see it. Because otherwise you will be missing these things. Things will be not perfectly done. Wait, go to Google Docs. I can give you everything. And I can share the link, get link, copy link, restricted only people who can change anyone with the link.
I just click on it, change to anyone with the link.
And I want to, Simran, what I'm doing is I'm just writing your mail, and you can edit, right? You can also share your codes or something on this one, okay? Simran. I think she's out. Okay. 5 people. Edit. And I will also share the link for you. Okay, get link, copy link. I think you can only view this one. Tell me what you can do. So just tell me your
Actually, it is asking for permission from you.
wait. Anyone
I just
with the
click on
link?
done.
Why not done? Can you like see it now? Can you view it? I think you can view it. Yeah. 2 already can view. So yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Simran, just yeah, Simran. I will tell Simran. You can also get the codes that Simran Simran taught.
Okay, I'll provide with the codes and you just attach it with the file just after the class.
I have already shared you the link. You can just do it before this. Yeah, you do it. Simran's code. Okay. So basically, yeah. So where were we? Yeah. So I was, yeah. So basically, I think you have found it. Is what you need to do is the thing will be you will be accepting a value pretty similarly. You have to define the max value for n, and then you have to accept the values through this scanf, and then what you have to do is different. Like now, what we will be doing is if a max of I mod 2 equal 0. So what does mod 2 means is you modding it with 2 and you are finding it whether it is equal to 0 or not. Like an even number will be always divisible by 2. Modding means finding the remainder. So you are finding the remainder is 2 or not, 0 or not. If it is 0, that means it is even. So you will just add max of I. And sum plus equals to is just a shorthand. Simran has already taught this about max of I. And this will be just minus equals to what. Yeah. So sum, yeah, you can, if you now do it, you will see -7 is coming. I think, yeah, -7. So I think there shouldn't be any doubt. More formally that I normally do, I haven't done it here, is sum plus equals to, then you write mass of I mod 2 equal 0, and then you ask a question, is it so? Or well, then you just do max of I, or -1 into max of I. This is bit like troublesome, so I have just commented it. This statement actually resembles this entire if statement. The difference between it is very fast to write. Like in one line you wrote it. It's complicated, but what does it mean is it is just a ternary operator. What you are doing is maths of I. That is, you are like processing the current position of ith position of maths, and you are just doing mod 2 equal 0 or not, and you are asking the question, like just here, if, like you are asking a question, and the answer will be true or false from the compiler. So here also you are asking the same question, and if it is so, like if it is mod equal 0, like it is an even number, then you just put maths of I. That is, this expression will be returning something, and then it will be returning maths of I, and it will be getting added to sum. If it is an odd, you will be returning maths of I into -1. So this is just a complicated part of the thing, but you can try it out. This statement is fast. This is called ternary operator, ternary statements, right? Ternary statements, ternary statement. and it is faster than if else, because it is pretty something that you write in very low language. Like this statement is slow, and you can only like you will see, like if you go deep into competitive programming, you will see many good competitive programmers use ternary statements instead of if else, because if else are very slow. But one restriction of ternary statement is it can only process one statement. Like here only one statement should be there, but you can actually write a block of statements over here. Block of statements. Block of statements. Right. This is fast, this is a bit slow. Okay. So I think there is no problem till now.
But yeah, that question mark means if and that colon means else in the
Yeah, the question mark is something that if part, like you are asking this entire statement, and it has to be a conditional statement. And if this happens, then this, okay, I will write the statement syntax also. I think this is the syntax part. Something will be returned, and condition mark statement. Yeah, I think it is like condition. If then you put a statement if true, and or else a statement if false. And you can actually you can, I think you know, might be like you can nest for loops. You can nest even if condition statements, and you can also nest ternary statements. It can, like here you can also put something like condition. Again, you can put a condition away. Condition and statement if both the conditions are true. Both the conditions are true. One is first is true and then is false. Statement if first true then false. I will put it into one I will put it pretty beautifully. Wait, just, and then statement if both are false. Statement if both are false, right? So wait, what I will do is, and then what I can do is statement if both are true, then it will be a bit confusing at first, but just condition, then you can put, and you can, like, these levels can increase, right? So you can put this, put it. I think it's now pretty, like, you can understand it now better, right? And you can put so, any questions regarding this? I will again put this code. This is Excel. In the code, question, and then the code, right? Yeah, you can extend. So I think there is no problem here. I'll move to the next part. So array is pretty, like, you can, I will, after this session, I will put some problems over here so you can practice them. I will put problems from every genre, like easy, medium, hard. You can basically practice them. And I will also provide, okay, that can be of a different, I will provide some problems so you can just practice and improve your hand. So next, what I will be moving to is pointers, right? Yeah. So next is pointers. So pointers is something pretty something like an array, but we will be only referencing addresses now. So like previously, what we were doing was int arr, but and then something in. But now we will be doing differently. what we will be telling is int star ARR, int star ARR. We will assign some memory to it. I will not show the code part of it, otherwise, first of all, time is not left much, and you will like fully away.
Yes, Amit, you are correct. Time is not much, so I guess you will have to like.
Yeah, I will wrap it up soon.
Yeah, you have speed up a little.
So in pointers, what you do is you only access provide a memory to it, and you can actually read more about pointers. Just type in Google, or you can like, I think most of you have already known about the book Let Us See, so you can just go through that book. And in chapter, I think 9 or so, a very good description about pointers, and I actually learned from there. Is given, and pointers is very important. Like people in CSE, IT, or anything. Like if you are in even in EC or EE, you will be requiring point data structures and pointers till your 4th sem. So that is a very important thing. And you like jobs are like in job interviews also. This pointer part is very important. Like people very good at pointers clear out good companies very easily. So they ask a lot in pointers. So you basically give a memory to it, and then you access these values also with like through pointers. Like if you want to access the ith position, you just tell ARR plus I. ARR denotes ARR, like even in like maths also. Maths actually, like what would happen if you wrote maths instead of like here, what would have happened if you have written maths? So it would have like pointed the reference. So similar thing happens right in pointers also. So you just point to references and you move forward. So this was all about pointers, and then comes linked list and data structures. So I will tell to not to go into we don't have actually time much, and I will tell not to go deep into data structures right now. Learn pointers and arrays well, and once you run like if you have a very good grip in arrays and pointers, just move towards stacks and queues. I think Shekhar Bhaiya and like there will be more. There will be some workshops upon CPU also, competitive programming, where we will be also going depth inside like stacks, queues, linked list, data structures, and algorithms, and even to time complexities in competitive programming also. So we don't have much time. You can like post in this. Let's make it very good thing. I will accept comments. If anybody of you have like any questions, you can ask the question here, and we will answer it. Just you can ask a question.
Sumit, I guess you can explain time complexity, and stacks and queues can be covered in the later next workshop. That is the
Yeah, sure. So we can go with time complexity, right? So yeah. So just the program that we did so far was an array of length n. Let me tell time complexity here only. Oh, yeah. So array of length n, and we were accessing like we were accessing each value. Like what we were doing was, yeah, we were accessing. There was an array of length n. We were accessing each values at every loop at a time, right? And so what is the time complexity? Time complexity is just what is the average or what is the lookover time that a program will run. You don't like in programming, what is very important is timing. Like so these programs ran in within a few seconds, but it was because data was very slow, like very limited, like only 5 values. What if there are 50,000 values? 5 into 10 to the power 4, which is very less. In competitive programming, you get values of 5 into 10 to the power 5 or 5 into 10 to the power 6, like 50 million values. So what for that time? So you have to very optimize at that moment of time, and you cannot go something of O(n) square. And what is O(n) square? I will just tell you. Don't go now into it. You will just. So yeah. So when you are accessing each value every once at a time, what you do is you actually access n values after, like in one process, you might access n values 20 times, but in the end of the time you are like accessing only n values only, and which is a variable. Here n is a variable, but 20 is only a constant. So you can access 20 or 100, Even 10,000 is a constant, but n is still a variable. So at this moment of time, it is said like the time, what is the entire number of loops you went through. Just for here, like if you go like, okay, I will go through this program only. So you are taking the input of n. Let's say it takes C1 seconds, right? It takes C1 seconds. Then you do this one, which is like C2 seconds. This operation takes C2 seconds. Then this thing, like running a loop, might be C3 seconds. But what does the entire loop takes? It is C3 into n, because you are going n times. So C3 into n. And then what is for this one also? Okay, let us think that this entire if will be only executing once in a for loop. Like in one like iteration, it will be moving like it will be iterating. This is not the loop. This is only a single statement. So in, let's say it takes, okay, takes C5 seconds, C4 seconds, right? And time complete, and printf takes so anybody, what is the total time complexity? How to calculate the total time of the entire thing? It is basically the addition of everything. So C1 plus C2 plus n C3, right? So I will just keep on writing here. Where is it going? Yeah. So enter was C1 plus C2 plus n C3, n times C3, and okay, then let's say it takes C4 seconds. So C4 seconds for this loop, like this statement, if statement, and a total might be n times it is running. So n into C4, right? So n into C4, sorry. And then this printf statement takes C5 seconds, so C5. So what is the total time? It is addition of everything. Now analyze carefully, like how much time will the compiler take, like a computer will take to execute a single scanf statement. It is very less, like in nanoseconds. Computer work at like gigahertz. 1 gigahertz is 3.2 gigahertz. Like a computer, my computer is 3.2 gigahertz. That is an average computer. That means 3.2 billion operations per second. That is, a computer will take 1 nanosecond, less than 1 nanosecond to like do this function. So these things are very slow. What might happen is like C1, C2, change my color. C1, C2, C3, C4, and C5 all are in nanoseconds. So what can hurt is our n value. So if our n is very big, like n is of the power 10 to the power, like n is very similar to 10 to the power 6 or 10 to the power 7. And I'm just telling things in nanoseconds, but at times it takes microseconds of 100 microseconds or 10 microseconds. So yeah, or 0.1 microsecond. So if things happen in 10 to the power 6 seconds, and yeah, if something is of order 10 to the power 6 or 7, so what matters to us is the value of n. Like if we are running something, if we have a nested loop, in a loop inside a loop, this will go to n square, right? You are running C3 operation, not n times, but n into n times. You are keeping one loop, and inside that you are keeping another loop, and n square. So what does n square mean? 10 to the power 12, right? Just put a date to 10 to the power 7, 10 to the power 12. So 10 to the power 12 means into nanoseconds will make it 10,000 seconds, right? 10,000 seconds means 4 days, nearly 3 days, at least 3 days. So you cannot have. That's why it is said what matters to us is n and the complexity of n. C1, C2, I mean the entire example I gave because I wanted to tell you C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 had no like any. These are not variables. These are constant and very small times. So what matters to us is n or any respective variables. Like suppose we have n subjects and n names. So for our complexity will mainly matter upon n and n. So what matters is now is O of n. So since we have, so loop was of not of n squared. Our program was not of n squared. Our program was of n into C3. So what mattered to us, the biggest domain was n. So we only say the complexity was On. Okay, I think you got it. Like, do anybody has any problem in complexity? We will go deep inside complexity in competitive programming because CP is all about complexity and optimization.
Shumik, can you just see, like, I guess there are people waiting in the lobby. Yeah, I guess Simran is not there. Just once check.
No, Shekhar bhai, I am there. There are no people waiting in the lobby.
Yeah, I think we can keep it till here. We will go in deep into time complexities later in CP workshops. You will get to know. What I will do is you can ask questions to me over here in comments, or anybody of us will like answer them. So you can do questions, comments, or questions. Ask questions and comments. You can just keep a question like, what is your name? Suppose, don't ask what is your name. What is time complex? I will just write, and you can go for 2, and I will just come here and give the answer over here. So we can do it like this, and we can move forward. Simran, will please provide the like anything that lecture meeting.
Yeah, okay, Shomita. I'll just provide all the codes which I have done, and I'll also provide the questions for their practice and also the homeworks which I did say in the diary.
That will help a lot.
Yeah. I'll definitely mention everything that's needed.
Yeah. So even like I think there will be competitions of competitive programming. You can like these workshops will help you a lot in time, like how to analyze things and move forward. And we'll be doing. So I finished. You can ask questions if you have any. You have no problem. You can ask. So I finished. Bhaiya? Shikhar Bhaiya?
Yes.
I have finished. If like they don't have any question, we can.
Yeah. So let me just address them. So yeah, guys, this was the workshop. Okay, someone is saying please provide the recording. Yeah, we'll provide it. Yeah, he has recorded. We'll provide it. Don't worry. So yeah, that was the workshop, guys, and so we will be organizing more workshops. Don't worry. Like this was just a basics workshop. There will be one which will be dedicated completely to competitive programming. So